The Galactic Council's chambers stretched impossibly high, crystalline walls refracting the light of 100 alien suns. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood at the center of the circular floor, dwarfed by the towering forms of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. The Velkari floated in their biomechanical suits, neural networks pulsing with cold logic. The crystalline Nexari hummed with harmonic frequencies that translated pure mathematics into communication. The ancient Zephyrians, beings of energy wrapped in containment fields, flickered with millennia of accumulated wisdom. High Arbiter Vexthal of the Velkari spoke first, his voice a mechanical rasp that echoed through translation matrices. Species designation, human. Classification, primitive. Your species has existed for a mere 200,000 years, yet you request entry into our council. Laughable. Sarah remained calm, her hands clasped behind her back. She had prepared for this moment her entire diplomatic career. Honored, council members, I stand before you not to beg for acceptance but to demonstrate why humanity deserves its place among the stars. The Nexari's crystal form chimed derisively. You cannot even achieve faster than light travel independently. Your technology is crude fusion and chemical propulsion. What could you possibly offer civilizations that have mastered dark matter manipulation? Your species wages war upon itself, added the Zephyrian representative, its energy form pulsing with disdain. We have observed your history. Violence, destruction, irrationality. You are barely past your tribal phase. Sarah nodded slowly. You judge us by your standards, yet you fail to understand what makes humanity unique. May I tell you a story? The council members exchanged what passed for glances among their various forms. High Arbiter Vexthal's mechanical appendages twitched. Proceed, though this exercise serves only to delay the inevitable rejection. 25,000 years ago, Sarah began, her voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber. Your species, Arbiter Vexthal, achieved perfect unity. Every Velkari consciousness linked to a central network. No dissent, no chaos, no unpredictability. You solved hunger, disease, even death itself through technological transcendence. The Velkari's optical sensors focused on her. Correct. We achieved perfection through logical evolution. The Nexari, Sarah continued, turning to the crystalline being, unlocked the mathematical constants of the universe itself. You became living equations, able to manipulate reality through pure computational power. 12,000 years of absolute knowledge. The harmonic hum from the Nexari indicated acknowledgement. And the Zephyrians, Sarah faced the energy being, transcended physical form entirely 50,000 years ago. You exist as pure thought unbound by material limitations, having achieved true immortality. Your point, primitive? The Zephyrian pulsed impatiently. Sarah smiled. My point is that none of you remember what it means to dream. Silence fell over the chamber like a weight. The translation matrices hummed uncertainly, struggling with the concept. Dreams? Vexthal's voice carried a note of confusion. Sleep-induced neural misfiring, primitive biological waste. Not those dreams, Sarah said softly. I mean the dreams that drive impossible quests, the dreams that make someone stare at the stars and say, I will go there, even when everyone calls them mad. You see, Honorable Council, humanity's so-called primitiveness is actually our greatest strength. She began to pace, her words gaining power. Yes, we war among ourselves, but we also love so fiercely that we'll die for strangers. Yes, our technology is crude, but we built it from nothing, driven by curiosity and stubborn refusal to accept limitations. You call us tribal, yet our greatest achievements come from individuals who dared to stand alone against the collective wisdom of their time. The council. Members remained silent, but Sarah could sense their attention shifting. Let me tell you about Yuki Tanaka, she continued. A human physicist who spent 30 years developing our first functional fusion reactor. Her own species mocked her. Impossible theories. She died before seeing her work completed, but her dream became reality. Or Marcus Webb, who designed our generation ships while dying of cancer. He knew he'd never see the stars he was helping us reach. Sarah's voice rose with passion. You achieved perfection through unity, logic, and transcendence. But in doing so, you lost something precious. You can no longer conceive of the impossible. Your networks prevent individual madness. Your mathematics constrain you to known variables. Your energy forms exist beyond the messy realm of emotions and dreams. She gestured to the vast chamber. When did any of you last attempt something you knew you couldn't achieve? When did you last pour your heart into a dream that defied logic? The Nexari's crystalline form flickered uncertainly. Inefficient. Endeavors waste computational resources. Precisely, Sarah said triumphantly. You've optimized away the very chaos that drives innovation. Humanity doesn't just think outside the box. We don't even acknowledge the box exists. She pulled out a small device from her pocket. This contains the complete works of human literature, music, and art from our entire history. Billions of dreams made manifest in words, sounds, and images. Every tragedy that made us weep, every comedy that made us laugh, every love story that made us believe in something greater than ourselves. High Arbiter Vexthul extended a sensor appendage. Fascinating. We detect no technological significance. That's exactly the point, Sarah replied. We don't create art because it's efficient or logical. We create it because we must. Because something inside us demands that we give form to formless dreams. The Zephyrian's energy pattern shifted to what Sarah recognized as curiosity. Your species creates unnecessarily. Constantly, Sarah grinned. We write poetry about stars we'll never reach. We compose music that captures emotions we can't explain. We tell stories about heroes who don't exist but inspire real courage. We dream impossible dreams, and then we spend our brief lives trying to make them real. The chamber fell quiet except for the hum of translation matrices working overtime to convey concepts these advanced beings had forgotten. Finally, Vexthul spoke. Your proposal for council membership? Sarah straightened. Humanity offers something you've lost. The courage to attempt the impossible. You've conquered physics, mathematics, even death itself. But you've also conquered hope, wonder, and the beautiful madness that drives true discovery. We offer partnership. With beings who still believe that any dream, no matter how impossible, is worth pursuing. She paused, letting her words sink in. The universe is vast and full of mysteries even you haven't solved. Maybe it's time to let dreamers loose among the stars again. The council deliberated in frequencies beyond human perception for long moments. Then High Arbiter Vexthul's mechanical voice resonated through the chamber with something that almost sounded like wonder. Motion to grant provisional council membership to humanity. Approved. Perhaps it is time we remembered what it means to dream impossible dreams. Sarah smiled as she looked up at the alien stars streaming through the crystal walls. Somewhere among them waited humanity's next impossible dream, and now they would have the universe itself as their canvas.